to a special edition of Canon Foy TV. I don't usually do live shows on a Sunday, so I've got to thank my lovely wife for allowing me to do like a short post-game reaction over here. And I've got a couple of familiar faces in there. Des the Enforcer. Des, how have you been, brother?
I'm good, mate. Even better after today's result. Can I just thank Mrs. Fodder for the permission to do this? So, I'm looking forward to this, Alex. Thanks very much.
Yeah, likewise. And of course, brother Prosper, how are you, man?
I'm great. Manu who?
Who? Oh dear. Well, as I was just saying actually before we went live, there are no topics. Well, the topic is the game today against the old enemy. Yeah, Erik ten Hag's Man United team. Des, I don't know, where do we start, Des?
Man U came to play, didn't they? They came to play. It was a really good game. For me, it was the game of the season so far. And I know we beat Tottenham last week, and that was good. But this, for me, was the game of the season so far. Had everything. Suspense, good skills, mistakes. It was all in this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For you, Prosper, where can we start, man?
We can start from where my mate has started from, but we can also say I didn't expect such an explosive game. I thought teams were going to hold back. I thought maybe it's going to be a 1-0 situation, but the goals kept coming.
So
I think that's where we can start from. Then we can dissect the whole game.
Yeah, I've got to say actually, when Rashford scored that goal, Des.
What a goal, mate! I've got to say, right? I'm not Man U's biggest fan, actually. If I'm honest, I hate them, but that goal. I mean, it just came out of nowhere as well, really, didn't it?
Yeah.
You know, so the build-up play to the goal, I thought we started fast. They couldn't really compete with us in the midfield. They were trying the high press, and they were doing quite good at it, but they can't seem to press like I can press by the looks of it. You know, but that goal, yeah. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, just to contribute on the goal. I mean, if you look at the Rashford goal, that's a striker who knows what he's doing. That's a striker with confidence. I mean, if you look at how he faked everyone as if he's going to cut in just to keep the goalkeeper on the blind side, and then he let it go. I was like, it's in. Just immediately left his foot. I knew it was going in. If it was on target, it was going in.
I mean, clearly that's a striker literally full of confidence, isn't it? I think that's probably 9 goals. I think he scored in 9 games. I think. But yeah, and I thought actually, Des, oh no, oh my goodness, is it gonna? I mean, I know Prosper, you put a comment in the WhatsApp group about how Arsenal we're trying to play fast football, we can't keep up. But isn't that the way we always play, Prosper? You know, we come up from the side blocks very, very quickly.
I put up a comment because if you look at how we started very well. The tempo was okay, but in the final third of the pitch, we couldn't handle the game at that pace. So we were making mistakes. We were not having accurate passes and shooting on goal. So if your tempo is too high, you have to lower it a bit so that you can manage it. And we were just too fast for our own making. And that's why we were making those mistakes in the midfield. If you look at Rashford's goal, it came from a mistake from Partey. He tried to make an expensive pass, which cost us a goal.
Partey was a bit sloppy today. Partey was a bit sloppy.
Yeah, but there's on the other hand, I thought Martinez was a little bit hesitant. You know, when he should have taken a shot, he was like cutting back in and passing the ball, and he wasn't sure when to release the ball.
Yeah, he didn't go with his convictions, did he? He was always looking for that pass for someone else to score, where he probably could have had a shot himself quite a few times. You know, he was stripping Wan-Bissaka, no problem. You know, and I mean, again, it's Arsenal moving forward is amazing. But as I say, Partey was a bit sloppy today, and I'll even say, and this give me a bit of a lump in the throat a bit, Odegaard didn't have the best of games.
No?
He's played better. I mean, he was doing his bit, but this is a big time game, and I just don't think his foot was completely on the gas today. Tried too many shots when he shouldn't have done, maybe. But there you go. It is what it is. I mean,
who was your man of the match?
Oh, mate, for me it's between three, and to be honest, it's a coin flip between Xhaka, Eddie, and Zinchenko. I thought Zinchenko's day was something else, and considering he's meant to be a left back, he was just something else, absolutely something else. And I've got to say as well, I was glad that Ben was taken off at half time because of the yellow card.
Yeah,
I've got to say, you know.
Yeah.
And also, doesn't it also mean that Saka, whoever's on these card warnings now, don't they get scrapped at the Everton game? Is that right? Am I right in saying that?
You might be right. I'm not absolutely 100% sure, but I think you might be right. They've probably been wiped now, but I probably
that takes a bit of pressure off us as well, you know.
Yeah. Prosper, for you, who was your man of the match?
For me, Eddie Nketiah, seconded by Zinchenko. Now, if you look at Nketiah is a player who's underrated, but I've always had his back for the past 2 seasons, because if you look at the game time we gave him, and if you look at what he delivers in that game time, amidst every fan pointing fingers at him, he should leave Arsenal, he's not our striker, he's not what, but he delivers. All that pressure on a player as young as he is, yet he carries the team, he gives in 110%. Eddie Nketiah, for me, man of the match today. Zinchenko played really well. Honestly speaking, if there wasn't Eddie Nketiah to score those goals, Zinchenko would have had the man of the match award, because for me, he controlled the midfield. He controlled Anthony. Anthony didn't tick, but he also controlled the midfield. He was the flexible player in the midfield. He would go to the right-hand side from the left because he was very comfortable with the ball. Unlike Xhaka and Partey.
Yeah. I've got to say, actually, there was quite a few times when Zinchenko, I mean, you could see Partey had the ball, but like Zinchenko was asking for the ball from Thomas Partey. I'm thinking, well, actually, where was Zinchenko playing? Was he not playing? Where was he playing? Because I saw him drifting in the midfield, right side of midfield, left side of midfield. Where was he supposed to be playing, Des?
Do you know what, mate? Do you know what? I think Arteta said to him, look, you've got freedom. Go where. Go.
Yeah.
As long as the other team doesn't score, go wherever you want and do whatever you want with the ball. Because have you noticed, guys, when he's at his feet, he hardly ever loses it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And there can be people running at him and trying to take him out, and he'll still dodge around them. It's like it's glued to his boot.
Yeah.
And you can't knock it. You really can't.
Yeah.
But I think Arteta's definitely given him freedom. Definitely.
Yeah. Prosper, did Arteta manage this game the way you wanted, or do you think it was just too frenetic?
I think let me take you back a bit. Let's start with Partey. He mentioned that, the last game we had with, is it Tottenham?
Yeah.
Partey misplaced the ball in the midfield by trying to play expensive passes several times. And today it cost us a goal. I think Arteta had a word with him and he stopped making those expensive passes, Now, if you look at if we analyze the game from a point where some players keep possession very well, that's where I commented in the group that, Ben White is not the kind of player who will keep possession, who will play an intelligent pass or play intelligent football. He's just there to defend, and it ends there. You see, immediately we put in Tomiyasu on the right-hand side. There was fluidity there. Possession wasn't lost. Ben White will either just kick it up when he's marked tight, you just kick it up, and then it will be free for all, either our striker or the defender of the opposition team. But Tomiyasu will try and hold on to the ball and make an intelligent pass. That's the reason why Saka had the freedom now to come in, because one defender would go to mark Tomiyasu, knowing the threat he holds. The other one will remain with Saka. So Saka wouldn't have a 2-on-1 situation like he has when Ben White is in the game. You see? So that's the difference. Same as Zinchenko. When Zinchenko is playing, you're confident that he won't misplace the ball. You see? So for me, those were the two key points that changed that game, really. Those two players.
Yeah.
But, sorry, could I just expand on that for 1 second? Do you not think that Ben White and Saka play well together down that wing? Because I think they do. They back each other up.
Yes, they do. But when it comes to the defending game, it works well. But when it comes to an attacking game, usually Saka carries the whole load. So the opposition team knows if we mark Saka, put two people on Saka, Ben White cannot put a quality cross in. If you watch the Tottenham game, he would kick the ball outside, usually side netting and all. You see, he's not that sharp, and he won't think. When he starts running, he'll continue running. And in the first half, you could see that they collided with Saka because he couldn't read what Saka was doing. So they both ended up going the same direction, drawing defenders towards Saka. That's the difference.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. Des, Premier League winners?
Too early to say, mate. Too early to say. Only because, right, 5 points isn't enough to be in front to say, yes, we are.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, even though we've got a game in hand on Manchester City, they won, like, if we had won this afternoon, we'd only be 3 points ahead. So in a way, it could cancel out your game in hand, you know? If we'd have kept the 8 points ahead, then I'm nudging closer to saying yes. But not yet.
Yeah.
But I'm loving what I'm seeing. I'm loving what Arsenal are doing right now this season.
Yeah. For you, Prosper,
sorry.
So, go on, Des. Sorry. Go on, Des.
I was just going to say Eddie Nketiah from the fan base definitely needs some respect put on his name, because he's been asked to step up and he stepped up. And I mean, both goals today, I was all right. The third one was a little bit lucky, but you need a lucky goal every now and again, you know. But the fan base, I don't mean Cameron for the fan base, I mean general, need to put respect on Eddie's name.
Absolutely. Prosper, for you, are we there now? Are we there? Have we arrived? Premier League winners, or is it still too soon? We're over the halfway mark now.
Yes, but there's still so many games to play. That's where I have an issue. But you talk about commitment, the passion, the anger, the hunger to want to win the title. We have it all. But you know, the game is so unpredictable at times. It might be a referee mistake, it might be an injury, it might be anything. That's where I'm having a problem, where we don't have a proper backup for Partey. And that, I'm just hoping he's fully fit the whole season. But there's also exhaustion. We should try and manage Partey's game time, especially on small teams. We lead in the first half. There's no pressure. We're 2 up. Let's substitute him and preserve him for the next game.
Didn't Trossard have a hand in the third goal? I kind of missed the third goal. Did he not have a hand in the third goal, Des? No?
He did. And I've got to say this, right? I've heard people saying that Trossard isn't an exciting signing. Well, I'd also like to say I think he is, because we're actually filling a gap that needs to be filled. He can use both feet. He can score in. I mean, he wasn't on long enough today, but he can score. He can score in the big games. I mean, he scored a hat-trick against Liverpool. He's got experience. Yeah, he's Premier League proven. He's 60 million quid less than Modric. Okay, so for that price of one player, we're going to end up with Trossard, Jacob, Kavori, or I'm not sure. I probably murdered his surname, but anyway, we've got them two, and we've still got money left over from the 88 million or whatever it was that we offered. Well, I think the defensive midfielder is coming, and I think we'll get him before the end of the January window. So I think we will have cover for Partey. So that'll take a bit of a weight off our shoulders as well if that does happen. I mean, there are rumours it's Carvalho. He's 30, but at the moment, who's out there? Do you know what I mean? You've got to get whoever you can get now.
Yeah.
We're running out.
At a similar price, Trossard, £27 million. I'm thinking, wow.
Yeah.
But that is a steal.
Yeah, it is. I agree.
Steal.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, what I saw from Trossard today was amazing.
Yeah.
As I was saying previously, today it was all about football intelligent players. Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, Trossard is a football intelligent player. Because if you look at Martinelli, we mentioned it earlier in the show, Martinelli was trying to play, let me beat a man. He wasn't playing to win the game. And that was the same scenario with the Tottenham game. He wanted to play a one-man show game. So sometimes you have to understand, as an intelligent player, you have to understand that this defender, I cannot beat him on a one-to-one. So let me draw the defenders and pass the ball. That's where Martinelli was failing. But if you look at when Trossard came in, he wasn't trying to attack from Wan-Bissaka's side. He went between Bissaka and the defending midfielder. And that made it very difficult for the Man U players to decide who will mark Trossard. And that opened up the whole game.
But Prosper, just something very, very quickly. If the manager can see that on the touchline, that Martin is not getting any joy from trying to beat his man, surely he should communicate to the player, listen, it's not working, you have to do something different. Or better still, like I've always said, swap them over and see if they can get any joy. So the manager should be communicating to the player, stop trying to do that thing and you're not getting any results.
Yes, I think one of the things, remember when Arteta was just appointed, we had this discussion, Alex. We were talking about him being a bit rigid on changing the game. If there was one thing I liked about Mourinho, he would change the game in the first 5 minutes of the game. I remember he substituted Aaron Robben for over dribbling in the first 5 minutes, and Robben never played any other game till he left for Madrid. You see? So sometimes you need that fast decision making. And I was even surprised that he had to make that Tomiyasu decision. I didn't expect it. I was expecting it in the 75th minute or so. But that's where the manager has to come in and he has to step up. Arteta has been slow on decision making, and that's been his Achilles heel. But if you look at what he has on bench, surely he has enough wingers to substitute a player if he's not playing well, or just to keep him off on another game. So we have Man City coming up. We can't be making the same mistakes week in, week out. We have to look at that, polish out our mistakes. Today, I was impressed. Game management was there. We really pressed till the final whistle. Man United never had a breather.
Yeah.
You see, we controlled the game. We held the ball. And like every other game, we would score, then lay back. I think that's how we brought Man U back into the game after the second goal. We laid back again. But after that, we went on and on and on to the end of the game, which was good.
Des, do you want to add anything before I go into the live chat?
I just want to say quickly that I think, regarding Martinelli, we know he can beat players. I think he's just got to focus now on that final ball or have a shot. And Trossard, from what I saw today, he's a defence breaker. He'll go at defenders and he doesn't care, and he can get. I noticed he can get through them. Okay, and there'll be that he'll either have those shots or he'll have those little passes off to Eddie or whoever's next to him. I think he'll be good on the assists. I think he'll be good on the assists as well as the shots.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, we did a poll. In regards to who was the man of the match, and I just kind of chose these players. I chose Partey, Saka, Nketiah, Odegaard, Saliba. We've had 461 votes, so thank you for that. And on 65% of the votes has gone to Eddie Nketiah, and 25% have gone to Bukayo Saka. Sorry, there's 3% has gone to Martin Odegaard, and 6% has gone to Thomas Partey as the chosen man of the match.
That's fine, because I don't think Odegaard deserved it, though, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think he would step up and say the same thing.
Yeah. All right, well, let's go to the live chat for the first time anyway. We've got Kareem, who said the English Premier League is red and white. Thank you for that. Ashadi, our moderator for the evening, says, yeah, come on, you Gooners. Ha, 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 ha. And, hey, up Gooners, welcome to Cannon Fire TV. And we've got Paul, who went to the game tonight. It says, oi, Gooners, come on, you Gunners. Karim says that Zinchenko, what a massive, huge game. The GOAT of the match. Was he the GOAT? Eddie Nketiah for me. Eddie Nketiah. Sorry. Amit, good evening. Says Alex, do you think Mikel Arteta kept the pizza warm for the team after the win? I have no idea. Prosper.
I think he's turning into the manager we expect. Arteta is turning into the manager we expect.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. You got to go to the dressing room and you got to fire up the players. And that's what he did at halftime.
Yeah. And also he got a yellow card, didn't he?
He did, for passion. For being passionate again.
Ridiculous for me. But
I would love to be in the dressing room at half time to know what he says. I really would. I mean, I know I've watched the
nothing.
Yeah, and I know the sort of things he does, but this season I would just love to be in the dressing room at half time just to see what he says.
Yeah. Glenwyn, okay, Gunnar Mattis says, hey up Gunners, all the way from a dark Cape Town. Yeah, the power's out over there. Hope you're well, Glenwyn. Another moderator, Static, says, hey Gunners, yes, come on Arsenal. Another question, Alex, do you think Saka needs some more protection from the refs? He keeps getting taken out and kicked, and the refs do not call for foul. Des, what do you think? More protection? Well, he had protection, didn't he?
Yeah, he's got. Yeah. I've got to say, the ref in this game let it flow. But you see, Amit, Saka is. You're always going to have 2-3 players on him, always, because they're scared of him. They are scared, and he proved it this afternoon. Look at the way he cut in and scored that goal.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're always going to sit here and say that Saka needs protection because of how many players try and get to him. And the only way they can get to Saka is to nibble him. And that's why it looks like he's getting fouled all the time, because he's that good.
Yeah. Prosper, do you want to say something?
Yeah, maybe just to add on what he said. I mean, sometimes it's your past that haunts you. You know, if you look at Saka's game, sometimes he assimilates. He becomes a Bruno Fernandes. He becomes a Neymar sometimes. So even when there's a genuine foul on him, referees will go like, okay, he's assimilating. You see? Mm-hmm. But if he stays consistent, he doesn't assimilate, referees will start giving him the fouls. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's kind of very difficult to know when he's assimilating or when he's been genuinely kicked.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Glenwyn says we did not manage the game as we did other games, but after the 2-2, we realized that we need to regroup and get the game under control. Would you agree, Des?
Yeah, I would. I would. Yeah. Yes, I would, and we did it. And I think we've done it in other games as well, where, you know, I mean, let's be honest, Man U are the only team this season to beat us. The thing I'd like to ask the chat and you guys, would you have been happy with a point today?
I was just about to say that, Des.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no. I would have been happy with the point.
Right.
Literally, like you said, the only thing to beat us this season.
Yeah.
I mean, don't go chasing after the game, because that's what we did in the first game and we lost, didn't we?
Yeah,
but I would have been happy with the point. Sorry,
I would have been happy with the point. So the 3 points is a bonus, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Same here. When talking about game management, I think we managed the game way better than we did on the Tottenham game. Seriously speaking, Tottenham game we were just too loose. You know, it's on that Tottenham didn't have the teeth to bite us.
No, you know? I'd agree.
Yeah, but today we played really well. Take it away. Don't take anything away from Manchester United. They had a good plan.
Yeah. It's just
they had a good plan.
Better. Yeah. Amit, will you give up the FA Cup in order to push for the league?
No.
That's a question.
No,
I wouldn't.
No,
I value. I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for you guys. I value the FA Cup as much as the league. Me.
Yeah.
It's the oldest trophy in the UK, in Britain. Do you know what I mean? And it's look what it takes to get to the FA Cup.
Yeah.
It's
and
not
some players never get to the final. You know.
Exactly.
So,
it's not a walk in the park. If you turn round, right, and said to all them players on the pitch today in Arsenal colours, would you give up the FA Cup for the league? I bet none of them would say yes, because if you can win it, it goes down in history again, doesn't it? Or you get a medal, you get a memory, you make a memory, you know.
Absolutely.
So, I was even a little bit disappointed we were knocked out the Carabao Cup, because
but there's people would say, because I don't think Arteta really treated the Carabao Cup with respect. I think.
No, I would agree. I would agree with that.
But then people would say we don't have the squad depth. That's why we've got to probably give up one cup. But for me, like you say, I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't give up
over the other. Why not go for both?
Exactly. For both. It's a trophy at the end of the day.
Yeah. You know? Yeah. Possible for you? Give up one for the other?
Nope. I wouldn't have said it better than my friend there, but I don't believe in giving up anything. Honestly speaking, when you start in the league, you know what you're up against. And Arteta knows very well. So he can't complain about squad depth when he's very slow in making those signings. Decision making is kind of very slow at Arsenal. So that's not an excuse. Besides, we're going to play Manchester City. You win the game against Manchester City on Friday, you put yourself in the pole position for the title, the EPL title, because you'll be like, if we can beat them in the FA, we can beat them in the Premier League. So which other team can't we beat now? You see? Yeah. So those are the statement games we need to have in our bags.
Yeah. We're still yet to play Newcastle again, aren't we?
Yeah. 6th of May. Hopefully I'm going. So yeah.
Okay, good. Our man on the street, there's the enforcer.
Yeah.
Anthony is 100 million, so Saka is worth 200 million.
That I want to make a quick point about this, right? Right. So I'm going to bring Mudryk into it for a second, and just quickly, okay? It's my understanding, and I could be wrong, but I heard this, that the only reason Chelsea got Mudryk was because, or part of the reason, was because they offered £20 million to the Ukrainian war effort. That supposedly was the clincher. Now, I think, could we just have a minute's silence for Mudryk, because his career's over, and he's got... The reason I'm saying that is he's got an 8-year prison sentence for Chelsea. Okay. So just have a moment's silence. That'll do. Thanks very much. I'll move on. Okay.
All right.
No, you can't see. I put a message in the chat yesterday. Chelsea are ruining the transfer market because it's paramount to bullying. Okay. They're not even they haven't even got a team at the moment. Look how they played against Liverpool yesterday. It was like loads of kids falling over on a bouncy castle. It wasn't even a game. It was The only thing good about it was when Woodrick come on, but even he couldn't turn it around. You know, so admit silly prices, mate. You can't put a price on anybody these days, because even if you was to say, I don't know, let's say Trossard was 85 million, right? Someone's going to come along and offer 100 million just to blow you out the water. And then the thing is, there's owners out there now that can do that, and they don't care. It's a drop in the ocean to them. So
then what's the point of football fair play rules? FFP.
Well, yeah, exactly. That was the next point I was going to make. The fair play rules. You might as well just go see that window, chuck them out there, because it don't. It doesn't mean nothing. Don't mean nothing.
Ridiculous.
They pick and choose. It seems to me like they pick and choose which teams they're going to put the fair play rules on. So we'll see.
Yeah. Prosper, Saka worth 200 million?
No. Honestly speaking, we talked about this, I think, 2 shows ago, where I mentioned on any given day, talk about the players we had 94, 95 across every team in European football. Compare them with the players now. Talk about Juventus. There was Pavon Nedved, there was Edgar Davids, that caliber of players, and compare them to the players we're talking about in the midfields. We're talking about the 80s, 90 millions. You can't compare those players with those. You can't compare those players with Vieira, Gilberto. They are very far from those players. You know, it's just the modern football has just spoiled everything. I mean, talk about Robert Perez. The quality Robert Perez had, compared him to anyone, even Saka is not yet there at the level of Robert Perez. You know, well, look at the money we're talking about here. Yeah. So for me, it's just gone wrong. You know.
Yeah. But then again, like we said, what's the point of FFP rules?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just disband it and let's have a free for all.
Put a live for, as you say, Alex, and have a free for all. That's it.
Yeah. Well, Johnny Geezer says the treble is on. All right, John.
Earth to John. Come in, John. Earth to John.
Giving up the FA Cup does not give us the league. No guarantees we'll win the league. We can push for the double at the very least. John says beating City Saturday would be a massive psychological test. Massive. Actually, I thought the win today was a slight psychological boost for us. At home, beating the old enemy. Yeah. Are you worried about Saliba's contract? Reports say the player and the club are far from off it. Prosper?
I think I should be worried. Now that you've mentioned it, I should be worried. Why have we bought a centre back we didn't need in the first place? You see? I think for me,
are you sure, Prosper? Are you sure? We didn't need it.
Sure? Alex put up something on the channel that we've bought a centre back.
Yeah, Jacob, QWR.
Yeah.
Oh right. So I'm with you.
Yeah. So that shakes me a little, because if you look at Saliba's issue, in the first place, I think Arteta had bad blood with him. So that's still stuck up in him, like, I was never wanted in the first place around this place. So his loyalty might not be 100%. And I can't blame him. If a big club like Madrid comes calling, he can't play the loyalty card. He'll go out.
Sorry, Des.
I was just going to say about Jacob. Is he not covered for Gabriel? I thought he was covered for Gabriel.
I thought it's either or. It's either Saliba or Gabriel.
I didn't realise he was an either or. I thought he was covered for Gabriel. Okay, cool. Fine.
But further on from that, Des, I mean, you look at the players who still not signed a contract extension. We just spoke about Saliba, Bukayo Saka, and Gabriel Martinelli. Why can't the club get these players signed up on extensions?
Agents.
Why can't they do?
Agents. That's it. It's all about the agent share. Agents. When it comes to transfers, guys, agents ruin the game. They ruin it. You know.
Here's one for you, Des.
Okay.
Yeah, Des, mate. Woodrick, main forward up there.
Yeah, I do owe him a beer. Yeah, I do. And as I said to you, John, if I'm ever down in London, which hopefully I will be soon, we'll have more than one beer, mate. We'll have more than one beer. And you're welcome, Alex. You're welcome along as well. Anyway,
let me know what it is. I'll come down.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll
cool. Lovely. Yeah.
John must be drinking some beer. He says, "Saka easy worth 200 million." No, he's not, John.
Well, if Saka's worth 200 million, Xhaka's worth 500.
No.
£500 million for Xhaka. Go on, get it in there. I'll take that all day.
Well, Glenn says that PSG are interested in Saliba as per the rumours. It's a rumour, isn't it? It's a rumour. But I kind of agree with Prosper. I've said all along, for how he was treated. He never played an active role in the senior squad, only to be loaned out 3 times. Must still rank him. So he's not signed a contract extension. And he doesn't have to. Right. He's in the driving seat. Bukayo Saka, they are in the driving seat. They are our prize assets. No one's going to pressure them to sign a contract. How do I know that? Because they've not signed a contract. They've not signed.
And
sorry, go on,
Go on, Des.
I was going to ask about how you feel about Camavinga.
Camavinga.
That's
Camavinga.
Eduardo Camavinga.
Yeah.
Well, if it does happen, it'll be much like the João Felix deal. It'll only be until the end of the season. There would be no option to buy him. Right, he's still young. He's still raw. Age 20. Yeah. No. For me, not for me. Not for me. Right. Eduardo Camavinga. Yeah.
Okay.
Prosper.
Camavinga. Well, for backup, yes, if we have run out of options, that is, just to hold us till the end of the season. But honestly, we knew we had a problem there. We would have done better. We talked about that. Is it Morocco midfielder?
Yeah.
At the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yes, we would have got that one earlier. You can't just rely on okay, let's go get Camavinga. Then if he plays so well, then we have another gap at the end of the season to fill.
Exactly.
We have to be decisive in our decision making.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's one actually, a contract related. It says the contracts will be looked at after the window because too much to consider. But why wasn't it resolved before the window? I mean, Marcel did a press conference. He said, well, I'm loving the life in London. I love this club. I just need a pen. These were his words. I just need a pen. Then give him a pen.
Yeah.
Give him a pen to sign a contract, Des.
Exactly. Yeah. Give him a pen.
Do you have a pen, Des?
I could. Sam, get us a pen.
Okay, maybe before the window there was the World Cup. So Martinelli was at the World Cup, Saka was at the World Cup, so I think that wasn't the right time. That would be the excuse I would listen to. But any other business at Arsenal, I think we having other boardroom or backroom problems that we're developing, delaying contracts, delayment of signing of players. I don't like that.
Be decisive and get the business done. Get it done.
Yeah. I agree with you on that. I'm always get it done quick, and just get it over the line.
Yeah. There's just a few more. So have you been quite happy now with the activity in the transfer window?
Yes. I mean, I'll be honest. I did want Mudryk. I thought he suited the Arsenal game the Arsenal style. Didn't happen. No point crying over spilt milk. The thing that I learned a valuable lesson though, that even though a player says I want to go to Arsenal, I want to go to Arsenal, like John, basically Geezer proved it's all about the money. All about the money. But yeah, I'm happy with Trossard. Obviously, we've got to see what this Jacob lad is about, and I think we're going to get a few more in before the end, to be honest with you. And it's a much better January transfer window than it was last year, because we could only do loans last year. So you know.
Dear. And for you, possible, are you happy with the transfer activity so far?
Well, if I look at Arteta, I think he's not buying West. That's one thing I'm happy with. Ever since he got in, I think it's only been maybe 1 or 2 let-offs, but he's really putting thought into the players he's buying. That's the only thing I'm happy about. But in terms of us being very active, I think we could do better. The money was given before the transfer. We could do better. We could do things faster. I mean, he's not alone. He's got a whole team to back him up. So what are they doing as he's managing games?
Yeah. Here's one here actually in regards to Eduardo Camavinga, and this is coming from Colin, another moderator, who says, not going to happen. Ancelotti said nowhere, and nobody will see Camavinga playing. All right, okay. So there you go. It's not happening.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Last few, too much to consider is the wage demands, the length of an extension, and the conditions, etc. Okay. Hoping for the process, still need a marquee proper midfielder to rotate Partey, Xhaka. How do you think Xhaka played this evening? I thought you had an okay game.
Yeah, he kept Fernandes out of the game.
Yeah.
The only time I heard Fernandes' name was when he tried to get that penalty. I thought he played well. Yeah. I thought the midfield was solid. I just don't think they were on top of their game like they have been, you know.
It says they still need to see Arteta learning a bit. Edu has got to be able to work more windows deals than one at a time. The assembly just entered the building. Evening panel. Colin goes on to say that Richard Garlick has questions to answer as our 2 top priorities were missed. What were our 2 top priorities, Colin? What were the top priorities? You're talking about Modric. Possible, we spoke about this on Friday. About Modric. Modric being, was he our number 1 target, Des?
I don't think so.
No. It just would have been a signing that would have got the fans excited.
Yeah.
It was one of those signings. I don't think he was sorry, Colin, I know you're my brother from another mother, but I don't think he was the number 1 signing. No.
Well, he's saying here that Felix and Modric were. I don't think they were.
I don't think so. I think they were Decoy.
No, I think we had our eye on Trossard for quite a long time. I really do.
So do I. Yeah.
So yeah, and I think him falling out with the Brighton manager, like the straw that broke the camel's back, and we thought, right, let's go in and get him now.
Yeah.
So,
I think Arsenal has been playing decoys for the past 2 transfer seasons. Even Camavinga, I've got a feeling he's a decoy to keep the attention away from the main man. Surely we'll have something coming up. Because I looked at Ancelotti. Ancelotti is not one who gives away players easily. I've followed Ancelotti since the Gattuso time. You know, he really instills that belief in players. He doesn't give away players on loan. Not of Camavinga's quality, no.
Yeah. Actually, there's been a really interesting one from Ashley D, who says, what happens to Jesus when he comes back? Does he become a super sub, or does he go straight back into the starting 11?
Do you know what, mate? That is a question and a half. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know it. Because Eddie's proven it.
Wow.
Oh, mate. Thanks for that, Ashley. Thanks.
Yeah.
Can you answer it, Alex? Is it it's a brain hurter, isn't it? It's going to give you a headache, isn't it?
Well, as the saying goes, you never change your winning team.
No, that's it.
So,
yeah. If it ain't broke, you don't.
Go on, Des. Go on.
If it ain't broke, you don't fix it, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
as for me, okay, I look at several factors. Remember, we talked about how teamwork improves with a certain kind of players. Like there's a lot of fluidity in the game with a certain kind of players, and then there's Eddie Nketiah. He hasn't yet grasped that skill of keeping possession up there, which he did very well today.
Yeah.
To give him a thumbs up. He's my guy. Honestly, before even Jesus came, he was always my guy because I see so much potential in him. It's just that he needs a season or two. He's still young. But I think the Man City game is a good prover. The one we have on Friday. If Eddie can hold it together on the Man City game, definitely Jesus has to come from the bench because he has to earn that match fitness. It shouldn't be automatic.
Yeah. It's a tough one, though, isn't it, Des?
Well, I've just had a thought about it, and I love Jesus. We need Jesus. Jesus is a great player, right? But if you think about it, before his injury, he had a dry spell. Okay? The difference between Nketiah and Jesus is Jesus has a different kind of press to Eddie, and he scares defenders. But is that enough for him to say, right, I'm healed, I'm back, put me on? I don't think so. I think he'd have, like the chat is saying, I think he'd have to earn his spot again.
Yeah.
But it's a hard one. It's a hard one.
Yeah. Just like Deza said, if you look at Eddie, Eddie is more of a goal poacher.
Yeah.
He's not the guy who's going to give you. He's not the guy who's going to give you a dazzling show with foot skills and all ball retention. But give him the ball near the goal, he'll try to get a goal from nowhere. Yes, Jesus is a sublime finisher, but I think he's more of a team player. When he's in the game, he holds the ball for Saka and everyone else to play well, even Odegaard. I think that's why Odegaard is struggling a lot now because Jesus is not there. So there are two different kind of players who we really need. And it just depends on the game we play, which team we play. For the big games, I think Jesus poses a very good threat up there to open up the rest of the team.
Yeah. But you know,
so
Des brought up a good point. Literally, you know, Jesus' form before the World Cup, he hadn't scored in 8 or 9 games, and you wouldn't want to change a winning formula. Just keep it the same. Keep it the same.
But I think it's all on management, because Arteta understands Eddie's ball retention is not that good, so he doesn't give him the role to keep the ball that long on his feet. Whilst Jesus is given that freedom because he can hold the ball up there. See?
Yeah.
So I think it's all about the manager's tactics. He tells them to do this, but on any given day, I think if Jesus was the kind of player we just used to finish, he's a better finisher. If you look at the Tottenham game, the shots Eddie failed to score, even today, the one-on-one with De Gea, there's a time when he has a blood rush. Jesus can't have a blood rush there. He will really put it in the net sweetly. Only that usually Jesus is inside. He's getting the ball from outside the box. He's never usually in the box of late. You know, unlike the days he came, he was only in the box. You know, but nowadays he's all over the place. He's on the wing. He's all over the place. So by the time the ball is getting to the box, usually he's not there. And if he's in the box, he has all the defenders on him. and no support.
There's your person to say something, Des.
Well, no, I just questions like I go by this rule, okay? Questions like Ashley's just asked, which are great questions, keep them coming. But
Yeah.
I automatically think, what would LTL say?
Let me ask him.
Yeah. Because
Let me call him now.
But do you see what I mean? Because LTL would probably say what me and Proper have said. Do you know what I mean? But it is the way that he goes, because he's eloquent with his words. What do you think, Ashley? Should he go straight? But I think I saw something that Ashley, the Assemble said. If you put Jesus straight in, what does it tell the squad?
Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah,
he's invincible.
Yeah, if Jesus goes straight back and what message does that send out to the squad?
Yeah, which again is a good question. Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Got to work.
Honestly speaking, let me just say something. Eddie deserves the starting role.
Yeah,
Remember last season we had a hiccup. Eddie stepped up. No questions asked. He delivered. Then we all got excited. Hey, Jesus say, Jesus say, Jesus. Jesus came in. It went blank. Eddie's scoring the goals. Before Eddie, we wouldn't go to 3-4 goals, but now the goals are coming in. So Jesus has to end his play.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And actually, just follow on from that, actually says that at the end of the day, it's about goals. Jesus stops scoring. Jesus on the pitch, we need others to score. Don't matter how well he does everything else, if not no goals. So I'm not sure. Is Eddie Nketiah tied as top scorer now with Odegaard?
Yeah, I think he is. Yes, yeah.
Wow.
But what I've liked, what I've liked this season as well, all our goals are coming from all different areas, just not depending on one striker or we're scoring them from midfield now than worked before.
Yeah.
Alex. Yeah. I still have one problem. Days mentioned Odegaard. Remember in the start of the season, I talked about a fluid team must have 2 to 3 styles of play. You remember that time? Because Odegaard is a whole different kind of player from Emile Smith-Rowe. What Emile Smith-Rowe gives you in the team, Odegaard can give you in a team. You understand? So I just don't like the part where Arteta has to hold back one player in favor of the other. There are times when Odegaard should sit on the bench and Emile Smith-Rowe should start on a key game. Honestly, Emile Smith-Rowe is the kind of player that would drive into the box and draw defenders towards him. Odegaard doesn't do that. He would rather take a shot from outside. So I feel we need that change in personnel. That's why we go blank on Odegaard. Sometimes when he's playing, he just goes quiet because the game becomes too big for him. So we need another player with another style that the defenders will have to think about. Okay, this is a whole nother different kind of footballer coming in. You see? And honestly, I prefer Emile Smith-Rowe because he reminds me of Leb. Alexander Leb.
Yeah.
He would draw defenders towards you, leaving the center forward and other strikers free. Odegaard doesn't do that.
Yes. Do you think there should be some times when Odegaard does not play certain games? Or do you think, like we said a few months ago, why change a winning formula?
He's right. Because at the end of the day, it changes the game. Sometimes you have to change the game. Yeah. As skillful as Odegaard is, and how good he is with the ball and passing the ball, to be honest, I thought we might see Emile Smith-Rowe today.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
Yeah, I thought Odegaard might come off at. To be honest, I thought Odegaard or Partey, right, might come up at 70 minutes, and Emile Smith-Rowe get 20 minutes. Emil Smith-Rowe, I feel sorry for the lad because he must be sitting on the bench at the moment going, what have I got to do? I mean, I know he's been injured, but, you know, and if you're talking about style of players, I think Trossard is a version of Arshad. That sort of style. But no, mate, at the end of the day, right, as much as you like a player, okay, or as much as you think a player should be in the team, if it's better for the team, sorry, Martin, sit on the bench this week, you know? Let's let Emil Smith-Rowe have a pop, you know? It's always, for me, what's better for the team, okay? And Arsenal, for me, as a team, comes before England matches, whatever. For me, firstly and foremost, it's Arsenal. So if Arsenal players don't get picked for England, as much as they should be in there, I'm not bothered. Yeah? Because I want them right for Arsenal. And guys, I would have took Odegaard off today, as I say, at 70 minutes, and I would have popped on Emil Smith-Rowe. Yeah? That's rare for me to say because Odegaard's my favourite player. But I'm man enough to say if he's not having a good game, he's not having a good game. You know.
Then why didn't Arteta take him off? Is it because he's wearing the captain's armband? You think?
That might be part of it. Might be part of it, but also I think because it was 2-2, I don't think he came on. That's another reason why I don't think he came on. If we'd have been 2-0 up, you'd have seen him, I think. You know. Circumstance.
Yeah, but it also goes back to the points I try to raise every time. Let's not wait for an emergency to make a decision. Let's wait for Jesus to go on injury to play Nketiah. He needs to develop as well. As a team, we need to manage everything well for us to win the league. You know, if you look at, if we've been very observant, if you look at Manchester City the past 3, 4, 5 seasons, if a certain style of play isn't working, the manager would remove other players and put in a whole different. So there would be probably Silva coming out for, who's the German guy? Gundogan. You see? Totally different kind of player, but same position. Why? Because it gives the opposition defenders something else to think about that they didn't even plan in their game plan. You see? So we need that change. We shouldn't wait for Odegaard to go on an injury. That's when we said, okay, Emil Smith-Rowe, go and play. Even on the motivational part of the player should feel part of the team, not called upon when things are tight for the team. No.
The symbol says, my point is that we had favourites when Arteta came in. He cleared that out to do exactly what he stopped. He'd be going against his own principles. As John Keezer says, look, Alex, best get a marquee up at his place for the Premier League title party. What party? What title?
Geezer, I don't know how you bring this all up, mate. End of the day, I love your enthusiasm, I really do.
Next thing you'll be talking about beer.
I mean, as well, what's your thoughts on Fabio? Just quickly, Alex. Fabio Vieira, should he be getting more game time? I think he should.
Again, we just talk about certain players for certain games. But when I look at Fabio Vieira, I just feel he's probably a little bit light for the Premier League. Probably needs to bulk up a little bit more. He is a skillful player, but I mean, sorry, go on.
I'm just going to say, just to add to that, would that be the protection for Saka?
Exactly what I wanted to say.
Maybe. But we've also got another Brazilian that we brought who plays on the wing, and we've not seen him.
Yeah,
so,
true. Yeah.
As for me, I don't look at stature as a limiting factor, because if you look at the Manchester City Silva, he should be smaller than Vieira and more nimble. But it's about skill, It's about bringing a whole different kind of play, and that's where I think I have a problem with Arteta. When one plan is working, he doesn't try out the next plan. Remember, we talked about a 6-foot center forward.
Yeah.
Imagine we had a 6-foot center forward. How many goals would we knock in like Eddie scored with the head? Because we've got very good crossers of the ball, wing backs who can cross sweet balls in the box. You see? But we stick to one kind of play style, which is not my type of game. You need to have 2 to 3 playing styles. If one isn't working, substitute fast, you put in a whole different kind of player. You see? So for me, we shouldn't wait till Xhaka is knocked out or whatever for us to start playing Vieira. We bought that player to play, you know?
Yeah.
So sometimes when you 2 up, you 1 up, or you 2 up, you know this game is done. Put in the player, let him have that game time, let him have that experience, let him knock himself with the big boys, you know, gain that confidence.
But you know what I think, again, just my opinion, I think with Arteta, he's still inexperienced. He's still trying to find a winning formula. And I don't think he's thinking, I have enough time to experiment. If he had won the Premier League title, then maybe he could probably change things up. He could probably experiment a little bit more, maybe be like a Man City 2.0. But I think for him, he's thinking, look, we do have a chance here to win the Premier League. But am I going to experiment? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, but if you look at it, he has no option but to play other players. As we were saying earlier, you know, you can't keep playing Partey game in, game out. He'll burn out. He'll get injured at some point. So when you 2 up or whatever, 60th minute, 70th minute, substitute your key player. Let the other player play. He has no option but to do that.
I completely agree with you. I completely agree, you know. Des, we're about to wrap up the show. Do you want to add anything else on?
Just say happy birthday to Ange because it's her birthday today. So happy birthday, Ange. I hope you've had a lovely day. Always love being on this channel. Great channel. Cares about its members. Love it. Thanks for having me. And proper, it was good to be on here with you, mate.
Brilliant. Nice one. Well, listen, that is it. You know, so the day when we beat the old enemy. Yeah, what a game. Oh, my goodness. Need to go and get myself a cold shower now. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, Prosper, thank you for back. I'm back on the channel. Des, you want to say something?
No. I'm just no, mate. I'm just smiling. I'm just smiling because it was a hell of a game. It was a great day. Yeah. It's a shame that Ralph didn't do a watch along because it would have been interesting.
What the thing is, he's making his way down from Wales in this moment.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay.
Otherwise, he would have done one. But
if you watch this later, Ralph, safe journey, mate.
Yeah, nice one. And that's it. I will be back tomorrow evening, giving some more live news. A one-off special, Sunday special. Got to thank the missus for that. Thank you, Mrs. Fodder.
Thank you, Mrs. Fodder.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Anyway, up the Gunners and to the Man United. And this has been a Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans